I am Becky Everly, and I love to help people as a storyteller open their minds and their hearts to story. Sometimes I do that by having them put on a pretend or invisible hat of imagination. Other times, I actually reach into my bag and bring out a real hat. I might have people look at me as Georgia of the jungle, in which I can take them to travel around a jungle to see plants and animals. I might even have someone put on an elephant hat. Sometimes children like to put on an elephant hat as I tell Rudyard Kipling's story of the little elephant child and how the elephant got its trunk. Or I might reach into my bag for my Mother Goose hat. Now Mother Goose, she does not have a son named Little Boy Blue, come blow your horn, the sheep's in the meadow, the cow's in the corn, though she talks about him. But her son's name is Jack. And you know Jack. Jack, be nimble, Jack, be quick. Jack jumped over the candlestick, or Jack sitting in the corner putting his thumb into the Christmas pie. Or maybe you know Jack from Jack and Jill and their travels that didn't turn out so well. But Mother Goose can help people experience music and repetition and rhyme. She loves to rhyme all the time. Or maybe I could take you to travel to a farm where the farm lady talks about her garden and has animals come and help her, like a chicken or a cat or a dog that might help her pull the enormous carrot out of the ground. Or she might talk about her animals that get in the mud all the time and get her completely muddy. I might put on the hat of my grandma. Nanny used to wear this hat to church, and I might tell you about Nanny and Papa and all the times that I had with them as they grew up in a neighborhood very close to mine. And it might remind you of your experiences with your grandparents, and you might want to tell those experiences as a part of my program as well. Or I might even connect you to my nanny's mother, my great-grandma, Grandma Turner, and the adventures I had at her house. Perhaps I'd connect you with my dad, a World War II vet. Help you to know what it was like to live with him after his experience with World War II, how that impacted him and how it impacted me. And perhaps that will remind you of some things that have happened with your parents. Bring those stories to your memory as well. Or maybe we could travel further back with Polly Pilgrim. Her adventures in the 1620s as she came over on the Mayflower on that ship with those people and the sailors, the pilgrims and the sailors, and what their life was like then when they got to Plymouth in that community in the 1620s, what it was like for the children and what it was like for the parents and the adults as well. Maybe I'll tell you about the life of Abraham Lincoln, the first time he heard the sound of a chain when he went to New Orleans as a young man and saw slaves chained together. Perhaps you'll want to know from me some more about his early life and how that chain changed his life. Or maybe we could have fun with Mrs. Claus. And I could share with you what my life is like with Santa Claus, how he got his big round belly, how there was a time that I made gingerbread cookies for him and how that turned out, or how I went over one day and saw his boots hanging from the chimney and pulled those out. I have many adventures with my characters, and each of the characters in each of the stories have a 45 or 60 minutes performance that go with them. If you want to find out more about those, you could check out my website. You know, my name is Everly, and you know some stories end with, and they lived happily ever after. Well, since my name is Everly, my website is www.happyeverlyafter.com. Check out my website. Perhaps you'd like to have one of these programs, or perhaps you'd like to dream with me a new hat or a new program that would fit your needs.